Good evening to you all, and thank you for joining us here on Rwanda Television News Tonight. We do hope you had yourselves a productive Tuesday. Now here's a sneak peek of our edition. On Tuesday, the ambassador of Kazakhstan to Rwanda, Barley Sadikov, paid a visit to the Chamber of Deputies of the Parliament of Rwanda, where he held discussions with members of the Bureau of the Chamber of Deputies. On Tuesday in Kigali, the government of Rwanda launched the National Biodiversity Strategy and Action Plan, a roadmap to protect nature, restore ecosystems, and build a sustainable future for all. On the international scale, the Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences has awarded the 2025 Nobel Prize in Physics to a trio of United States-based scientists for work on quantum mechanic tunneling. We are glad to have your company tonight, coming to you straight from the heart of Africa, Kigali, and my name is Martina Avera. Now, let us kick things off by informing you that on Tuesday, the ambassador of Kazakhstan to Rwanda, Barley Sadikov, paid a visit to the Chamber of Deputies of the Parliament of Rwanda, where he held discussions with members of the Bureau of the Chamber of Deputies. Ambassador Barley Sadikov stated that the purpose of his visit was to further strengthen the agreements made by the heads of state during the official visit of the President of the Republic to Kazakhstan on May 28th to 29th, 2025.
On 28 and 29, His Excellency President Paul Kagame paid official visit to Kazakhstan, and they had a meeting with our President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, and they agreed to strengthen bilateral cooperation in all fields: political, economic, trade, investment, and of course, interparliamentary cooperation is very important. That's why our parliament expressed strong wish to have more close cooperation with Parliament of Rwanda in order to support the initiatives of our presidents and to practically support and implement agreements which were reached during the visit and in the future, which will be signed between our countries.
The Speaker of the Chamber of Deputies, Gertrude Kazarwa, said that their discussions also focused on the relations between the two parliaments of Rwanda and Kazakhstan, with the aim of continuing to preserve and promote the bilateral relations between the two countries through diplomacy.
What we discussed was how to strengthen the relations between our two parliaments. The parliament also has the Senate and the Chamber of Deputies, so the discussions focused on ways to enhance the cooperation between the two parliaments, as this is a way of emphasizing the good relations between our two countries.
Senators have urged relevant authorities to strengthen programs that teach Rwandan youth living abroad about Rwandan culture and the Kinyarwanda language in order to address ongoing challenges observed in these initiatives. Let's take a look.
A report by the Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs, Cooperation and Security, following an oversight review conducted in collaboration with institutions including the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation and the Ministry of National Unity and Civic Engagement, highlights that the government has made significant efforts to teach Rwandan youth abroad Kinyarwanda, Rwandan history and other cultural elements. This has been achieved in partnership with members of the Rwandan community abroad, some of whom have gone further by establishing private schools dedicated to teaching Rwandan culture and the Kinyarwanda language in a structured and consistent way. Despite these efforts, senators noted that the progress is still insufficient to ensure the sustainability and long-term growth of this program. I urge the government to continue putting efforts into this initiative of teaching young Rwandans living abroad. It is important to teach them history, culture, and language, as these are key elements that help a person develop a love for their country.
Kubera iterambere ry'ikoranabuhanga kuri internet hari ibitabo byinshi, hari
With the rapid development of technology, young people can easily access numerous books and online materials that may mislead them, especially those promoting narratives against our country. Many of these sources can contradict what is taught by history educators or even what parents share. Therefore, there is a need for caution in developing educational materials that teach Rwandan history so that young people can engage with other resources on the internet critically and analytically. The chairperson of the Committee on Foreign Affairs, Cooperation and Security, Senator Ndangiza Hadija Murangwa, stated that responsible institutions will continue improving this program, targeting not only youth but all categories of Rwandans living abroad. There's need to establish separate programs for parents, children, and especially young adults. We have discussed these programs with embassies as well as the Rwandan community abroad, and I also believe this could be a solution. This means that if there are challenges affecting parents, they should have their own program, and if there are challenges affecting young people, they should have a separate program tailored to their needs. Some senators recommended using a variety of methods to teach Rwandan culture, emphasizing community activities that bring Rwandans together abroad, strengthen their cultural identity, and introduce Rwandan heritage to foreigners. One example highlighted was Umuganda, a traditional community work practice organized in European countries and other areas with large Rwandan communities. Senators also called for the Ministry of Education to actively participate in this program, particularly in teaching Kinyarwanda and the Rwandan history, to ensure that these cultural elements are preserved authentically and passed on to future generations.
Thank you, Oli, for that report. Now, the chief of the Somali National Armed Forces, Major General Odawa Yusuf Rage, and his delegation are on a 6-day visit to Rwanda. Today, they visited the headquarters of the Rwanda Defense Force, located in Kimihurura. The visit aims to strengthen military cooperation between the armed forces of the two countries. During his visit, Major General Odawa Yusuf Rage held talks with the Minister of Defense, Juvenal Marizamonda, and the Chief of the Rwanda Defense Force, General Mubarak Muganga. The Somali Chief of Defense's visit seeks to implement Somalia's plan to reinforce military cooperation and partnership with East African Community member states, seen as an important step toward maintaining peace and security in the region. During the discussions, the Somali delegation was briefed on the overall security situation in the region and Rwanda's role in promoting peace and security on the African continent. The Somali military delegation also visited the Kigali Genocide Memorial, where they paid their respects to the victims of the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. Moving ahead, on Tuesday, Rwanda joined the world in celebrating the International Day of Older Persons with events held in Karongi district. The celebration highlighted the vital role that elderly citizens play in the country's development as they continue to teach younger generations the importance of hard work, love for their country, and preparing for a prosperous future. Some of the elderly expressed that they consider their well-being in today's Rwanda a great opportunity, thanks to numerous government programs designed to support their welfare. This year's celebration was held under the theme Caring for the Elderly, Preparing a Bright Future for the Youth as Pillars of Sustainable Development. Minister of Local Government Dominique Habimana joined the elderly of Karongi district in celebrations and emphasized that sustainable national development requires collective effort. He noted the importance of preparing young people early, teaching them to work and save for the future. The Ministry of Local Government explains that caring for the elderly is a key part of the national policy on older persons established in 2021. The policy focuses on 4 main pillars: health, economic security, social welfare, and fostering strong intergenerational relationships between the youth and the elderly. Now, on Tuesday in Kigali, the government of Rwanda launched the National Biodiversity Strategy and Action Plan, a roadmap to protect our nature, restore ecosystems, and build a sustainable future for all. The plan was unveiled during the International Organization for Standardization annual meeting, which has been taking place in Rwanda since Monday. Adam Skizera with more.
Profitability operations.
On the second day of the ISO annual meeting, a session was dedicated to discuss on biodiversity conservation and promoting sustainable business and trade practices aligned with environmental protection. Globally, the UNDP Rwanda country representative, Fatmata Loveta Sesay, emphasized that biodiversity conservation remains a top priority within development agendas and the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs), noting that it deserves continuous attention.
That of the 169 targets of the SDGs, a great majority of them require nature-based solutions to achieve them. So nature, biodiversity, businesses is at the center of the Sustainable Development Goals. What keeps me optimistic is that countries that can act now can really unlock sustainable finance to attract great green investment. They can build resilience and nature-positive economies.
Frank Lebegle, director of the Standard Setting Department at AFNOR, noted that the successful implementation of such initiatives also requires strong commitment and the voice of developing nations. He cited Rwanda as a good example of a country that has prioritized biodiversity protection in its national policies.
With other 66 countries, it is very important that we get voices like a developing country like Rwanda and showing that we are using a real-world experience, as the minister said. There's a national plan in Rwanda that we used for having inputs to the standard itself. So having contributions from Rwanda was really an asset for us. Because we all know in standardization that diversity makes the standard stronger, fairer, and more important, relevant globally. So I cannot emphasize more the importance of having Rwanda on board with RSB. It was, but just a final message on my side, it's just the start. The publication of this standard is just the start. We need Rwanda and all other P members and observatory members for the next step, that is provide more tool for implementing biodiversity as an asset in all kind of organization. Just the start.
During the session, Rwanda launched its National Biodiversity Strategy and Action Plan of 2025-2030. Minister of Environment, Dr. Bernadette Arakwiye, emphasized that the strategy represents a significant milestone in countries' commitment to biodiversity conservation and sustainable development.
We have made biodiversity central to our national development. It is integrated into our second national strategy for transformation, our green growth and climate resilience strategy, our Vision 2050, which aims to make Rwanda a high-income, climate resilient and low-carbon economy. Distinguished delegates, this NBSAP 2025-2030, which we launched today, is more than a policy document. It is our roadmap to conserve, restore, and sustainably use Rwanda's rich natural heritage.
The 5-year national plan includes key strategies such as forest and wetland restoration and enhancing the economic value of biodiversity resources, with the goal of promoting sustainable development and environmental resilience. Adam Squizera, RwandaTV News.
The Ministry of Agriculture and Animal Resources has revealed that young people engaged in agriculture are increasingly participating in the Zamukana Ubuziranenge program, particularly those using technology in farming. We have more coming from Enora Gladys.
On the second day of the International Organization for Standardization annual meeting, various technological innovations in agriculture, especially those led by youth, were showcased. The Minister of Agriculture and Animal Resources, Dr. Mark Cyubahiro Bagabe, explained that technology used by young people in agriculture plays a key role in ensuring the quality of their products.
Probably there could have been issues of heavy metals, and those would be carried over in the food value chain, and in the end it would affect the whole supply chain up to the consumer, and so you lose trust, you lose the market.
Young entrepreneurs using technology in agriculture commended the Rwanda Standards Board for helping them maintain the quality of their produce through the Zamukana Ubuziranenge program. They also highlighted the importance of this international conference for their work.
Last year, I was fortunate enough to attend ISO meeting online, which I'm grateful now it's here physical. And one of the major things that the meeting helped me with, or LUPA, was it was like a wake-up call. We were building products without realizing who we serve will eventually need a product that's certified. So what it did was actually opening our eyes in the possibility of being even more competitive on the market, not only for the people we serve, but even for LUPA itself. We were fortunate enough, again, to be able to be part of a program under RSB, which is offering technical support. It's called ZOO program, Zamukana Ubuziranenge.
An expert in agriculture and instructor at Carnegie Mellon University, Mikel Ngwejio, emphasized that technology in agriculture contributes greatly to ensuring the reliability and high quality of agricultural products.
Today I'm wearing the AI or the AI expert casket, but I know what it means like to rely on the farm. I know what it means like to know, is the weather going to be good today? Trust at the end of the day is what this conversation is all about. You know, it's easy to get lost in the buzzwords, in the digital innovation and the smart thing. But I think one of the biggest questions that we should each ask each other when we're talking about this AI or digital transformation is, what does it mean? So what are the tools, what does it mean, what do these tools mean to the farmers who feed us and to the entrepreneurs who drive the economic policies? Just build systems that work for people. One size fits all doesn't always fit all. You have to make sure that the systems that we're building cater to people's uniqueness. There are I can think of a few examples where we have seen where AI has been used to revolutionize agricultural space, either abroad or here in Africa. And we can see from some of the examples that Honorable Minister gave on how it is doing here in Rwanda, across Africa. But I have just one example that I'm going to give you just to give you a perspective of what I think AI should be doing in this space. There is this little startup, I think it's called AfriXtex. What they're building is they're building a device. They're building a device based on computer vision. Computer vision means the computer can see what's happening. You scan a plant and it's going to tell you exactly what the plant is suffering from. And then at the end of the day, it gives you some recommendation.
During the conference, it was also revealed that Rwandan youth have made remarkable progress in integrating technology innovations into agriculture. Since the launch of Zamukana Ubuziranenge initiative in 2017, over 1,000 youth-led enterprises have received quality certification.
The international child-focused organization SOS Rwanda is calling on Rwandans to attend a concert scheduled for October 19, 2025, aimed at raising funds to help former street children who are under the short-term care of SOS return to their families. This was announced during a press briefing. The briefing focused on SOS programs that seek to protect street-connected children, particularly a new initiative designed to support their reintegration into families through partnerships with government institutions, churches, and the private sector. Edwin Elegwa, the representative of Four Square Ministries, say that as a church working together with SOS in this program, they see it as part of their religious mission and responsibility.
What makes us to be part of these activities is our goal. And basically, we want to be part of people who impact the community with the activity that we do. So apart from just attending the spiritual nature of our person, but also we look at the holistic needs of our person, which goes into attending to the very real needs of the community that we live in. And the children, just like you said, are also part of our heart. You know, we want to ensure that our families are stronger, just like everybody else. And I think being part of this would make a very big, huge difference. And so just like he has also requested, is we want to see this not be just a one-time event, but an every-year event where we, you know, they say social change is a long-time activity or adventure. But I pray, but my desire is that even as we look into the future, we will be, our partnership will grow stronger. We are coming in on a very key aspect, but also we believe that we will not be the only church being part of this, but there will also be other churches joining in to make Rwanda a better place for every child.
The concert will feature artists including Dasingwa Krizo, Ben and Chance, Alarm Ministries, and El Shaddai. Entrance will cost 6,000 Rwandan francs. The artists say they are ready to share messages that will encourage the public to support the children. Aimable Serugo, who heads the SOS program in Rwanda's northern province and represented the SOS leadership, explained that the concert aims to raise awareness about everyone's role in addressing the issue of children living on the streets. According to SOS Rwanda data, 250 children were removed from the streets last week. The project's goal is that most street-connected children will have been reintegrated into their families by 2027 through collaboration with government institutions, non-governmental organizations, and private sector partners. Moving ahead, the National Agricultural Export Development Board, NAEB, commends the role that various agricultural projects play in helping the country achieve its agricultural strategies, vision, and policies. One example is the coffee and chili farming project implemented by the ICU organization, which has transformed the lives of over 20,000 farmers across 12 districts in the country. This project, which promotes the coffee and chili value chain, has reached farmers in 12 districts, impacting more than 20,000 farmers, over 2,000 agricultural students, more than 4,000 agribusiness entrepreneurs, and others trained in adding value to coffee and chili farming. Beneficiaries receive various forms of support, which improve their livelihoods and overall development. Training and capacity building for farmers and entrepreneurs have also helped improve the quality, safety, and quantity of products exported abroad. Usengimana Sakina, who leads Afri Food Limited, which purchases produce from 5 cooperatives across the country, attests to this improvement.
We are working with more than 5 cooperatives with this project, and they have been capacitating them with the safety, training on crop production, training on even how they can advance their agriculture good practices. So which means that it was so very beneficial. For me, what was very important was the standard, because normally the quality on international market, the rules and the regulation change every single time. Nowadays, you are having the issue of maximum residue, and now teaching the farmers how to spray, what type of doses you have to use was very important for us. And as Rwanda, we are positioned on a premium quality. It's not more on quantity, but it's more of what are we exporting. Is it really meeting international market? And I have seen this progress, and I'm confident, even with this greenhouse they are providing in other equipment, now we are going to continue to see more impact. So I think there is so much impact in terms of quality, and then quantity, that's how we know how can we scale more. And I think the cooperative have the capacity in terms of knowledge, now in terms of the few equipment they have get, and you know, the sky is the limit.
Some of the positive and long-lasting changes brought by this project include the fact that 80% of its beneficiaries are women and youth, including students, which gives hope that its impact will continue to expand in the future. This was highlighted by Claudio Pacillo, the project representative in Rwanda.
I think one of the tangible results, is always to support students for that future leader of the country. So I think working with them, it was good, even because they represent the possibility for the future to change, in order that they can really adapt the skills and to prove what they learn. So even for the critical age of learning, it's important that they could be the beneficiary of this project, because it can ensure a lasting impact of the project to them, in order that they can demonstrate what they did. But in terms of different things, in terms of irrigation skills with the Italian partner, and also on finance and trainings on management. So they were, let's say, lucky to be involved in this project, and I really hope that we can increase the number of students and the youth, and to empower both human and the young people. Basically, with our work, we based our work on the project design. It was to follow the SDG, and how we did basically with providing equipment that was safe for the environment. So as we did with the wastewater treatment, it was a way to protect the environment during the process of coffee processing, but also providing some equipment that can avoid the pollution into the waste, providing the equipment for like metal dry table, lasting results and equipment, but also some different trainings that would help them to reach different works and to do more, to provide more employment. So in this way we could engage more people with our activities. It was enough concrete, since we saw a strong participation of youth, and our beneficiaries were mostly women-led companies. So this was very helpful for us to reduce the unemployment, to increase possibility for them to be involved even in the decision of the company, knowing and enhancing the knowledge of management and leadership.
The project also contributes to Sustainable Development Goals 2, 3, and 8, which focus on ending hunger, improving health and well-being, and creating productive employment that boosts the economy. The NAEB states that agriculture projects supported by Rwandan partners accelerate these goals and other related national programs. Over the past 3 years, the Coffee and Chili Value Chain project has helped coffee farmers in 20 factories produce over 1.5 million kilograms of coffee cherries. The agriculture sector in Rwanda currently contributes 27% of the country's total output, which, with coffee farming alone, generating $80 million in revenue in 2024.
Journey has a beginning. From nature comes refreshing fruity goodness that keeps you going every day. With every pack complementing life's best moments. Not one, not two, but 5 different fruity flavors. And this journey keeps giving. Introducing Inyange's new fruity juice flavors, guava and cocktail. Now available at your nearest shop. Always ask for Inyange.
Nkiri muto arababwiraga data bati ntabwo wagira umukamo mwinshi utunze inka imwe, ariko nigeze acika intege. Mama akinjira mu bucuruzi hari abamubwiraga bati ntabwo watera imbere udakorera mu iduka rigezweho, ariko ntibyamusubije inyuma, yakoranaga umwete. Njya muri kaminuza hari abanshidikanyagaho bavuga ko nashobora kaminuza naturuka mu muryango wifashije, ariko byarangiye nanditse amateka mashya. Igihe cyo gutera ishema umuryango wanjye kigeze, bamwe bakomeje kumbwira bati ntabwo watera umuryango wawe ibyishimo n'ishema, ariko narabishoboye. Hari abakekaga ko nasigira umurage ukomeye abankomokaho, ariko ubu mfite uruganda rutunganya amata. Banki ya Kigali yabaye umufatanyabikorwa wanjye mu rugendo rwose, inzozi zanjye ziba impamo. Bigereho.
While Welcome back to RTV News, and these are stories making headlines on the international scene. The Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences has awarded the 2025 Nobel Prize in Physics to a trio of United States-based scientists for work on quantum mechanic tunneling. The award, announced by the Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences on Tuesday, will be presented to John Clark, Michael H. Devery and John M. Martinez in December for the discovery of macroscopic quantum mechanical tunneling and energy quantization in an electric circuit. Al Jazeera with the details.
100 years since the first quantum discovery, 3 scientists have scooped the Nobel Prize for Physics for their discoveries in quantum mechanical tunneling, which could supercharge computing and communications. John Clark, Michel Deveray and John Martinez will share the $1.2 million prize money.
Our discovery in some ways is the basis of quantum computing. Exactly where all this fits in is not at this moment entirely clear to me.
The quantum world is hard to explain, even harder to visualize. So scientists at King's College London are collaborating with artists to help explain this field. From copper sculptures evoking diagrams of space-time to kinetic work representing 2 colliding black holes. It is putting quantum concepts like particles in 2 places at once and instant connection across space into tangible pieces. As the director of King's Quantum clarifies, quantum not only explains our world, but can change the world.
Quantum computing is a technology of the near future, which we really hope will revolutionize the way that we understand nature at the smallest scales, but in a very useful way. So how we can build new materials, high temperature superconductors, or better solar panels, or better chemical reactions, or new drugs, but really design these things from the bottom up.
Scientists believe that quantum will be the transformative technology of our era more than artificial intelligence. The Nobel Prize winners have laid the groundwork for superconducting qubits, a vital building block at the heart of quantum technology that, like these works, could help us understand the universe and our place within it. Charlie Angela, Al Jazeera, London.
Severe floods and landslides have devastated India's eastern hill region of the Darjeeling, destroying roads, bridges and homes. Authorities have pledged full rehabilitation efforts, but warned rebuilding will take time. Al Jazeera with the details.
In the wake of devastating floods in India's eastern hill region of Darjeeling, locals wade through river water as authorities inspect some of the hardest hit areas.
We'll carry out surveys to find out how many houses have been destroyed, and we'll run rehabilitation work at the fullest of our capacity. The second issue are the roads. We can't do everything at the same time. All the roads have been damaged, all the bridges have been damaged, but we will rebuild the bridge in Mirik as soon as possible.
As the extent of the devastation becomes clearer, concerns are growing. Darjeeling, the Himalayan hill resort located in West Bengal state, is famous for its majestic views of Mount Kanchenjunga, the world's 3rd highest peak, and for its tea. In the town of Mirik, a community of tea garden workers already struggling with low wages and lack of benefits has even more to worry about. Renu Chetri isn't out in the fields on this day. Like many other displaced people, she now lives in this relief center.
The landslide happened right above our house. There is a big boulder which is hanging above our house. It can fall any time on it and cause damage to our houses.
While road clearing crews continue their work, local businesses are anxious about the lack of customers. At one boutique hotel, the rooms are only getting emptier.
October, it was a peak season.
October is a peak tourist season, and this season we expected 80 to 90% occupancy. Now that percentage is going to decrease. It is going to be between 20 to 30%. Lots of bookings are being cancelled.
3 people died in this family's home when the landslide hit. In the aftermath, both extensive damage and deep sorrow.
One can build this house again. That is not such a big issue. But what about the lives that have been lost?
With bodies being prepared for cremation, mourners gathered, praying for their loved ones as they unite in grief and distress. Mohammed Jamjoom, Al Jazeera.
That Al Jazeera story marks the end of our bulletin. Before we close off, let's have a recap of our headlines. On Tuesday, the ambassador of Kazakhstan to Rwanda, Barli Bey Sadikov, paid a visit to the Chamber of Deputies of the Parliament of Rwanda, where he held discussions with members of the Bureau of the Chamber of Deputies. On Tuesday, in Kigali, the government of Rwanda launched the National Biodiversity Strategy and Action Plan, a roadmap to protect nature, restore ecosystems, and build a sustainable future for all. On the international scale, the Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences has awarded the 2025 Nobel Prize in Physics to a trio of United States-based scientists for the work on quantum mechanic tunneling. And on that note, we've come to the end of tonight's English News Bulletin. We do hope you have been brought up to speed. My name is Martina Avera, and until next time, stay safe, have a good night.
reka mbasuhuze mbifuriza n'ikaze ku makuru y'iteganyagihe mutegurirwa n'ikigo cy'u Rwanda gishinzwe ubumenyi bw'ikirere Meteo Rwanda, njye ugiye kubagezaho nk'abandi mukaza Rukundo Clarisse. Uyu munsi mu kirere cy'u